Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning. Yesterday we had done banking, so I hope everything is clear in that topic, children. Yes? Okay. Today we are going to start with a new topic, arithmetic progression. So let's wait for another 2 minutes because there are many children who are not there. So I don't want to miss them. So we'll wait for another 2 minutes. Okay, I think I'll start with the topic now. So I'll share my screen. Can you see this arithmetic progression on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we will be doing this topic, and under this topic there are following categories. Like first we will understand what is arithmetic progression, then we will do general form of arithmetic progression followed by arithmetic mean, then sum of first n terms of AP, and then subsequently we'll do other things also. So right now we have to just understand what is arithmetic progression. So let's try to understand. So this is the definition of arithmetic progression. It's a basically progression or sequence of numbers in which every succeeding term um, and the preceding term shares a same kind of difference. That means if I subtract preceding term from the succeeding term, I'll get some answer. I select any other succeeding term and subtract the preceding term, I'll get the same answer. So throughout the chain of the numbers, the difference between the succeeding and the preceding numbers are same. So the definition goes like this. It's a sequence of numbers known as AP or arithmetic progression. If the difference of the term and the preceding term is always same or constant throughout the chain. So we will understand, I'll take few examples. Now, the difference over here is called the common difference. Why it is called a common difference? Because it is same throughout. And it is generally denoted by small letter d. Okay. Now, because it's a chain of numbers or the sequence of numbers in a certain pattern, so we have to give certain terms to this sequence, certain names to this sequence. For example, let's take this chain of numbers. This is -2, 1, 4, 7, 10, and so on. They have not shown all the terms of this chain. They have only shown first 5 terms of the chain or the sequence. And they're telling me that this chain or sequence of numbers is in arithmetic progression or is in AP. Now, whatever number is at the first place, that becomes your first term of that particular sequence. So because the chain is starting or the sequence is starting with -2, so my first term is -2. Now what I will do is I will subtract this first term from the second term. My second term is 1. So 1, sign of subtraction, and then first term. So basically what I'm doing, second term minus first term. And because there are two minuses over here, it will finally become a plus, and you will get 3 as your common difference. Are you getting why you are getting a plus 3 as your common difference? Because your first term is a negative term. So because of two minus signs, it finally becomes a positive sign. So all rules of integers, signs, everything is followed over here also. So this is the difference. Now let's take any other term and subtract the preceding term from that term. So let's choose 7, and then we will subtract the preceding term. So 7 minus 4, again it is 3. Let's choose another term, that is fifth term, which is 10, and subtract the preceding term, that is fourth term. So 10 minus 7 is also 3. So I see that whichever term in the sequence I am picking, and if I subtract the preceding term from that term, I will always get the same answer after subtracting. So that answer is actually called common difference. Now let's take another sequence. 3, 7, 11, 15, 19, and so on. Again, it is they've not given all the terms, they've just given first few. And they're telling me that this sequence is an AP whose common difference is 4. They have now over here given me the common difference. So let's try to generate the relation between the preceding term and the succeeding term in another manner. In the previous one, what I did was succeeding minus preceding is equal to common difference. Here what I have done, preceding term plus common difference will give me succeeding term, isn't it? So preceding term is the term which comes first. So 3, and the common difference over here is 4. So 3 plus 4 is giving me 7, which is the succeeding term of 3. Similarly, I pick up this second term, which is 7. I add the common difference, and what I get? 11, which is the third term. So another way of writing the same thing is that you add common difference with the preceding term, you will always get the succeeding term. Succeeding of what? Of this preceding term. And this will be followed throughout the chain. Okay. So now I take another example. See this example 3, 58, 43, 28, 13, minus 2, minus 17, minus 32, and so on. Now, if you see this chain and you try to compare this with the second one and with the first one. In the first one, my first term was negative. After that, I slowly started to moving towards the positive. So it is an ascending order of numbers, right? Because initially the term was minus, and then slowly we started getting positive numbers. Here, my first term was itself a positive, and or rest of the terms are also positive, and the numbers are ascending order because they are increasing. Now here in the third one, let's see what is the difference. You see your first term is the biggest number. After that, the numbers keep getting smaller. So finally, you will reach a stage where from positive, you will go to the negative zone, and all the numbers after minus 32 will also be negative because the chain is showing a descending order. Your initial terms are bigger, and your terms which are after few terms, they are getting smaller and smaller. So it is, but again it is an arithmetic progression as long as it follows that rule. And what is the rule? You pick up any term, let's say for example 28, and you subtract the preceding term, which is 43 in this case, you will get answer as minus 15. You pick up another term 13, you subtract the preceding term, that is 13 minus 28, again you will get minus 15. So pick up any term and subtract the preceding term. It should be succeeding minus preceding and not the other way round. Common difference is always succeeding term minus preceding term is equal to common difference. So as long as throughout the chain, wherever you are picking up the term and the preceding term and finding out the finding out the difference, and the difference is same throughout, that means it's an arithmetic progression series. So whether the series is a descending one or it is an ascending one, it does not matter as long as it follows this rule. Okay, here also what I have done is I have taken the first term, which is 58, and since they have given me the common difference minus 15, I added minus 15 with 58, and what will I get? The succeeding term, 43. Then I picked up 43, that is the second term. I added the common difference and I got 28, which is nothing but the third term. Similarly for the other two examples. So tell me children, up till here, is it clear? Everything is clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here also another example. Again, the series is ascending series. So numbers are increasing. So second term is nothing but first term plus common difference. Again, third term is nothing but second term plus common difference. So throughout you will see this pattern will be followed. Okay. Now this is something very important. Note, to obtain a common difference of a arithmetic progression, we require to subtract its any term from that which follows it. That means always the term which is succeeding will come first, then minus sign, and then preceding term, and not the other way round, children. Okay, so this is this now. So look here. This I will just highlight it. This is the common difference is always succeeding term minus any term they have taken. So any term minus its preceding term means this term's preceding term. And what is preceding term? Preceding term is the term which comes before the term we are talking about. Okay. So if I have selected, let's say there are 10 terms in a series. Okay, so if I have selected seventh term, so that becomes my any term. So my seventh term is any term and its preceding term is the sixth term. So what I will do, I will write the value of the seventh term, then put a minus sign, and then write the value of the sixth term, and this way I'll get the common difference. Understood, children? So now your series can be of two kinds. It can be a finite series where you will see that there is a first few numbers, then they'll put dots and then they will put the last number also. Or the examples which I have taken, you see all the examples, there is no number at the end of the dots. So these series are infinite, means they will keep on going. There is no end to it. Okay, because we know that counting numbers are infinite. In fact, any set of numbers are infinite, so the series can also be infinite. So you will face two kind of questions. Some questions they will give you a finite series, other question they will give you infinite series. Okay, infinite series means the terms will be infinite, never ending, they will keep on happening. Okay, now we come to another part, which is general form of an AP. So let's think for the time being that my first term of the AP is A. Now why I am using letters is that I want to give it a general equation form so that I can derive certain formulas for my calculation. So instead of numbers, now I will be writing letters. Okay, so the value of those letters will keep changing depending on the values given in the question. So let's assume that first term of the AP is A and the common difference throughout is D. Okay, so I have introduced two letters A and D. Now what happens, because A is the first term, so in place of first term I'm going to write A. Then my second term will be nothing but first term and addition of common difference, right? So A plus D is my second term. Now third term is nothing but, again in the second term you will again add one more D. Second term is A plus D, and in this second term if you add one more time D, you will get the third term, which is A plus D, which is nothing but A plus 2D, isn't it? Now A plus 2D is your third term. So your fourth term will be again with the with this, in this third term you add one more D, so it is A plus 2D plus D, which is A plus 3D, and so on. So that means your first term only A is there, and your D starts appearing from the second term and not the first term. So A is your first term, your A plus D is the second term, A plus 2D is the third term, and so on. So you see over here, A plus D is your second term. So if the the second term is there, D is attached with number 1. If I am talking about the third term, D is attached with one number smaller than 3, which is 2. When I am talking about the fourth term, so D is attached with 1 less than 4, which is 3, isn't it? And why it is happening? Because your first term didn't have D. These started appearing from the second term. So if I talk about the nth term, so what will be the number which will be attached with D? One number smaller than n, isn't it? Which is n minus 1 into D. So this is the formula for calculating any term of the series, provided that they give you what is the first term of the series and what is the common difference of the series. So for the time being, please write down this formula. Nth term is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D.
Can you repeat?
Yes. Nth term is equal to, in place of is just put equal to sign, is equal to A plus n minus, A plus within bracket n minus 1 into D, and sometimes you know what, it is denoted as T n, that is term which is sitting at the nth place, or it can also be written as A and subscript as n. So don't get confused. Sometimes they give you as Tn, sometimes they give you as An. Both are same only. Both are same means they will have the same value. So if let's say in a series there are 50 terms, 50 terms. So I want to find out what is the value of the term which is sitting at the 35th position. I want to get the value of that term. So what I will do is, whatever is my first term, I will put that number in place of A. Whatever is the common difference, I will put that value in place of D. And since I want to find out the value of 35th term, so the value of n is 35. So in place of n, I'm going to put 35. And then after calculating, whatever answer I get, that will be the value of the term which is sitting at the 35th position. So basically your n is nothing but it is the position of the number in that series. which number is sitting on the first place, which number is sitting on the 10th place, which number is sitting on the 20th place, and so on. So n is nothing but n is the position of any number, and the value of that number is Pn or An, or it is given by this formula. Understood, children? Should we proceed? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, now this is very simple. I gave you some series as, let's say, 50 terms. I wanted to calculate the 35th term. Now what happens, sometimes they ask you what is the 15th term from the last. So 15th term from the starting and 15th term from the last will be two different terms. They will not be same, because then you start counting your positions from the end. Here in the first case, if I tell you that there is an AP where it has 50 numbers, and I want to know 15th term from the starting, so they will specify. If they are just telling you 15th term, so it means automatically that they are asking 15th term from the starting. But if they want to find out the value of a term which is from the end, they will mention that. So in that case, the question will be like this: in a AP which has got 50 terms, find out the value of 16th term from the end. So 16th term from the starting and 16th term from the end will be different, because then you will write the series and you will start counting from the end, and you will go reverse, and then you will find out the 16th term from the end. So there is a formula for that. So nth term, now in place of some number, they have just taken a variable.
Ma'am, I did not understand.
You did not understand. First, and just let me complete, then I will take the example, that time you will understand. Okay? Okay. Let's assume that there is a series and I want to find out 11th term. So in place of n, assume that it is 11th term from the end. Okay, so let's give it some value. So 11th term I want to find out. Let A be the first term and D be the common difference. I'm not going to change that. And let's say that the series has m terms. So in place of m terms, let's take as 40 terms. So total number of terms which are available to me are 40. I want to find out 11th term, not from the beginning. I want to find out 11th term from the end. So here also it is now 11th term I want to find out. So here in place of 40, I will in place of m I'm going to write 40, and in place of n I'm going to write 11, right? So what answer will I get? 40 minus 11 plus 1. What will be the answer?
30.
30. So in place of this, just check this formula. This is the formula. I will just highlight it. Nth term from the end. Nth term from the end, they will give you three things. They will give you first term, they will give you the value of common difference, and they will give you how many total terms are there in that series, and they will specify that they want the 11th, I mean nth term. Here I have taken 11th term from the end, right? So this is how you will generate the answer. Now who said that I did not understand?
Me.
Siddhant. Siddhant?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So if you have 40 terms, Siddhant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I ask you to find out the 11th term from the end, means from the end of the series, your 40th term will become your first term, isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
From the end, now you are starting to count. So 40th term is your end term, first term. So please, like addition you do on your fingers, just start counting. 40th is the first term, 39th term is the second term, 38th is the third term, 37th is the fourth term, 36th is the fifth term, 35th is the sixth term, 34th is the seventh term, 33 is the eighth term, 32 is the ninth term, and 31 is the 10th term. So 30th term from the end is, I mean 30th term basically is the 11th term from the end. If you count from the forward side, that is the normal side, whatever number is sitting on the 30th position will be the 11th term from the end. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, let's say I take this example, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7. This series is in AP. Why? Because every succeeding number I am getting by adding +1 to the preceding one. So this is my AP series. It's a finite series because I have just given you 7 terms. Now let's try to find out what is the, or I'll change the series so that it is not in order. So 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8 comma 10 comma 12. So this is my AP series. Again, every succeeding term is nothing but you add 2 to the preceding one, you will get the succeeding term, right? So this is an AP series. Now, if I want to find out which number is sitting at the fourth place from the end, fourth position. So it is fourth position, right? So what I will do, one is that I start counting from here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is the value is 6. 6 is sitting at the fourth position from the end. Another way is that you try to find out that from the beginning, what is the value of this, what is the position of this number. So how will you will just put it in this formula, which was m minus n plus 1. So let's put the values equal to, what is your m? M is your number of terms which are given in the series.
6.
How many terms have I taken? How many terms have I taken?
6.
6. In
6.
place of m, I'm going to put 6 minus which position I'm talking about right now. Which position?
4th.
4th. So in place of n, I'm going to put 4 and plus, sorry, plus 1. This formula I have put. So now I will close the bracket and get the answer. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm getting answer as third position. So basically the fourth position from the end is nothing but third position from the beginning. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And from the end, 1, 2, 3, 4. So to find out from the beginning what is the position of this number which is sitting at the fourth position from the end, this is the formula to calculate, where m is your number of terms which are there in the series and n is that position of number which has been asked from me in the question, that is from the end. Are you getting what I'm saying, children?
What if there is an infinite
No, that they will not ask. Then how will they ask? Infinite matlab the number of total number of terms are only not finite. They are not fixed. Then what value will you put in place of m? So if this kind of question will only come when you have a finite series, not infinite. Infinite, this question will not come because then you don't have any number to put in place of m. The series is only infinite. So if something is infinite, how can I can decide the positions of the number from the beginning, but not from the end, because the series is not only, I mean, not ending only. Are you getting my point, children? What I'm saying? All of you? Yeah? So basically, this is the formula to get the position of that same number with whose position has been asked from the end. What will be the position of that same number from the starting? Understood, all of you? Yeah. So basically, now if you see this blue formula, this was the term which is sitting at the nth position from the beginning. But if I ask you what is the term value of the term sitting at this position, which is m minus n plus 1 position, so in place of n you will put this m minus n plus 1, and this minus 1 will be there just like over here, and then finally you will get this answer. So this is another way of calculating. So please write it down. Write this blue formula, then write this, and then write this one.
Yes, ma'am.
When we will do the questions, that time you will understand more clearly how to go about it.
Mom, what's D?
What's D?
No, D.
I didn't get you, Simar.
Mom, it's there in the formula. A plus M, M minus N, D. What's D
Is
in
the
that?
common difference.
Okay, ma'am.
Is the common difference. That means
It's
the subtraction of the succeeding minus preceding.
proceed.
Okay. So once we will do the questions, that time you will understand, because I'm going to take the questions which will have from the end to find out the value of the 11th term or 15th term. So those questions we are going to do while we are doing our examples. Okay. So if I have to get the value of second term, let's say, and in a series, they've just given me that the first term of the series is A and the common difference is D. So this is how we do. We add the common difference to the first term and we get A plus D, which is first term plus 2 minus 1 into common difference. You can just remember this. Okay. Let's move forward. Okay, this is the repetition. So now we are going to do, so this is what you have written And in place of Tn, I told you that they can also give you An. So An and Tn are same things. An or Tn means term value of that term which is sitting at that particular position. N is nothing but position, T is the value. Okay, so don't think that T and N are getting multiplied. No, Tn is a particular number which is sitting at nth position. The value of that number is T. So we will now do the questions. Now look here. 3, 5, 7 dot 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 is an arithmetic progression. Find the 15th term and the general term. Now first term is 3 given over here. So you write it like this, A. Or you can even write it like this. Look here. This is another way of A1. A1 is more clear. That means it is nothing but the first term. For second term, you can write A2 like this. A2 subscript. For third term, A3 and so on. So always 1, 2 and 3 are the subscripts. A1 means first term, A2 means second term and so on. So they have given us for first 5 terms. Now any 2 consecutive terms I'm going to take and I'm going to find out the difference. So I have taken second term and first term over here. Look over here, 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 is nothing but A2 minus A1. Isn't it? So A2 minus A1 is 2. Then to find out whether actually the series is an AP or not, although when they are giving it, it will be an AP only. If they are telling you that show that this sequence, no, here they are asking you to prove. So show means to prove. Look here, it has got 3 parts. First part is show that, means prove that the given series is an AP series. So here you will have to find out 3 to 4 times the common difference. So first I found A2 minus A1. In the next one, you will find out A3 minus A2. So A3 minus A2 like this. Over here also, it is 9 is the fourth term. So it is A4 minus A3. So look here, A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2, A4 minus A3, all are 2 only. That means any term I am picking up and I am subtracting the preceding term from it, I am getting the same common, difference throughout. So this proves that this sequence is an AP. This is the first part. Now second part is you have to find out the 15th term. Now I'm going to apply the formula. So you will have to write this reason, children. Look here, this I'm highlighting. You have to write this reason every time. Therefore, the given sequence is an AP with the common difference 2. Or you can write in your words that the given sequence is an AP as all the differences are constant throughout, which is equal to 2. Second part is that you have to find out the specific term, 15th term. So T15, apply this formula, A plus N minus 1 into D, and in place of A, now A is nothing but the first term. You'll put 3. N is nothing but they want 15th term. So 15 minus 1, and common difference just now we calculated as 2. Put the values and you will get the value of the 15th term. That means the number which is sitting at the 15th position is 31. Please note it down. I hope the previous ones also you have noted, children. Or do I scroll up?
Ma'am, scroll up, ma'am, a little bit.
Okay. So just note it down quickly. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now they want, the third part of the question was that after calculating 15 term, they also wanted the general term. Let's see how do we calculate the general term. So general term means some nth term. They have not specified the value. So you will take it as an or tn. Both are same. An or tn is equal to, again you will apply the formula a plus n minus 1 into d. Now a, I know the number value is 3. D also I know the number value is 2. But n is some general term. So n will be n only. You will not replace n with any number because they want the general term. So after putting values of a and d and calculating 3 plus n minus 1 into 2, this 2 will get multiplied with both the terms inside the bracket, distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So finally you will get 3 plus 2n minus 2, and 3 minus 2 is nothing but 1. So this is the general term. Now let's understand why do we need to calculate in some of the questions, or what is the importance of this? What is the importance of this general term? In some of the questions, they will not give you first term, common difference. They will not give you the series only. They will just give you the general term. So what I'm saying, in some of the questions, they will not give you first term, they will not give you common difference, they will not give you the members of the series. They will just give you that the general term of an AP is this. Find out the 16th term. So in that case, if they've given you the general term and they want you to find out the 16th term, you will simply replace n with 16 and you will get your answer like this.
Ma'am,
So in place of n, whichever position term they are asking you, you will just in place of n, you will put that number. So if they're asking you the value of the 16th term in the general term, you will put n is equal to 16 and finally you will get this. So 33 is the number which is sitting at the 16th position. But the question, framing of the question will be different. They will not give you the sequence like this. Like here, they have given you. So they will not give you sequence. So once the sequence is not given, you will not know what is A, what is D. Only when the sequence is given, then only you can find out what is your A and calculate what is your D. So they will only give you the general term. So that is how general term is also very, very useful. Yes, Simar, you had some doubt.
ma'am, can you please explain the general term again?
How did I get this general term?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you have to just put everything in this formula. Only
Yes,
n you will not put, because when I am talking about a general term, can you give any number value to n from your side? You can't.
ma'am.
You have to let it be like that only. But the series has been given to me, so I know the value of A, I know the value of D, number value of A and D both, right? Your A is in the question, it was 3. A is nothing but the first term. And D we calculated 2, isn't it? So in place of A and D, you will put 3 and 2. But in place of N, you will let it be N only. So after that, you will get this.